Orange and Blue today does not stop, especially when so much happens during the week, including Mace, you talking with Peyton Manning. Let's set up this show properly by the event that you attended where Peyton Manning was being honored, and you got a chance to talk to the great Peyton Manning with the Denver Broncos.
Yes, so the Mizell Institute here in Colorado, which the centerpiece of it is the Mizell Museum, which is a museum devoted to Jewish history. Well, they give an award every year to somebody for service to the Denver community. And this year's honoree was Peyton Manning. So that, they give him an award, give him a speech. And of course, Manning so active in the Denver community, just as he was in Indianapolis. I mean, you go to Indianapolis, there's a wing of a children's hospital that's named after him because of all he donates. So he's taken pride in being a huge part of the community in Indianapolis. And he's been Denver's treasure for now 12 years because he and his family chose to make this their permanent home base, which is, it's really cool. And, Peyton's still a part of the Broncos, basically. As he said on Wednesday night, his key fob still works. He retired from the team 8 years ago, and he still can get into the building whenever he wants.
It's very interesting.
It's cool. He's become a Denver treasure. Sorry, Indianapolis. He's Denver's.
Peyton Manning gives me all the feels, and that's why I feel like this when we're talking about number one on the field, or excuse me, number 18 on the field, number one in your hearts. He is Peyton Manning, and so much. Speaking of a resource, we talked about all that on Saturday's show with Adam Troutman and Tim Patrick. Like, Peyton Manning's just a resource, a wealth of knowledge. So where do you want to start? Because I think the experience talk is great. We've got him talking about overall quarterback. We've got him talking about why he's not owning a team. Like, there's so much here from Peyton Manning in just your one night of talking with him.
Yeah, it was, first of all, I think we'll start with the quarterback part because, first of all, he always reaches out to whoever's coming in the quarterback room. He reached out to Zach Wilson after the Broncos trade for him. He reached out to Bo Nix. There's a pre-existing relationship for Peyton Manning with Bo Nix because Bo Nix has been a part of the Manning Passing Academy. And this is another thing for the Broncos in terms of a resource that they have. So many of these quarterback prospects at some point come through the Manning Passing Academy every June down in Louisiana. So he's got information and insight into these guys that not many people have. And he's there. All the Broncos have to do is pick up the phone and call, and Peyton will share what he knows about these guys. So certainly part of the overall equation of Bo Nix to Denver is Peyton thinking highly of Bo Nix from his time. But the other thing also that's relevant here, Cease, is if Bo Nix does play, Peyton Manning played as a rookie. He is very self-deprecating about that rookie season. Like, he'll talk about the 28 interceptions, still rookie record. It's funny how he doesn't mention the 26 touchdown passes, which are third all time. And for a long time was the rookie record until Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert later broke it. So it wasn't all about the picks. Like, there was a lot of but Peyton's very hard on himself. Like a lot of great athletes will focus more on what went wrong than what went right. How do I fix what went wrong? He's a perfectionist, right?
Very much so. Yeah.
So it's always a treat to chat with Peyton Manning, and he took some time to chat with a few of us media types. And I asked him the question about what sort of advice he would give to Bo Nix. Like, if you could give him one piece of advice as he's going into the NFL, starting this rookie season. And Peyton Manning's answer is fascinating. It's a long answer, so settle in. Like, when Peyton's he's in full expound mode here, in storytelling mode. But it's an answer that maybe makes you rethink what the right plan is for Bo Nix. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, look, I think experience is still your best teacher, and there's lots of philosophies and debates on whether you sit a rookie or you play him right away. Obviously Patrick Mahomes sat for a year, and then he's been to an AFC Championship every year since. I'm not sure that would have, if he would have played as a rookie, I still think he would have had the same success. So, I played as a rookie. That was it was not a fun year. Is well documented. How many interceptions that I threw? I mean, if any one of these rookies wanted to break my interception record, I'd be for it. I don't want Bo to break it, but I'd like to get that one off my resume. You think with 17 games that they would be able to do it, right? It's 28. It's shouldn't be that hard. But anyway, I'm over it. Look, they're going to play the best quarterback, but there's no question. I think any quarterback would tell you, being out there on the field, you just learn more things than you do sitting on the sideline. Any quarterback will tell you that. So when that happens, for Bo, these quarterbacks, obviously, Sean will make that decision. But I do think experience is your best teacher. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? I mean, I went 3-13 my rookie year and didn't play very well. We went 13-3 the next year. There's no way that would have happened had I not played and kind of gone through those struggles and thrown those interceptions and figured out, hey, okay, I can't do that anymore. Hey, these guys are faster. You just sort of file it all away. And, Eli played, I think, 6 games his rookie year, and he said what he learned in the 6 that he played was, night and day compared, to the 10 that he sat. So, we'll see how it all shakes out.
The Eli stuff was maybe the most telling. You're going to learn more from playing than you are from sitting.
He sat behind Kurt Warner that year. That was 2004. The Giants signed Kurt Warner. Yeah. And eventually Eli got in there, but that's the thing. And we said it on a show earlier this weekend. And I think this may be a phrase that we just say a lot. All roads lead to Bo Nix. You drafted him number 12 for a reason. It is not if, but when he gets his shot. And is there a point where even if Zach Wilson or Jarrett Stidham's playing really well, is there a point where you hand the keys to Bo Nix? Because it is important to get him those reps and get that experience of which Peyton Manning speaks.
Yes.
Like, there will come a point, let's say that Bo is not the week 1 starter. There will come a point where he has gotten all he can from watching from the sidelines. And if indeed all roads do lead to Bo Nix, then you'll have to put him in there.
That's why I want him week 1, Mace, because you have to take this year to determine, can you move forward with Bo Nix? Now, I doubt you're moving on from him after a year, but I want, as Peyton said in that clip, very robust clip, you got to learn, hey, I can't do that anymore. And then he said, file it away. So when Peyton said file it away, I'm thinking supercomputer. I'm thinking files in the computer. You need Bo to assemble that data so that his processor can be better.
I was waiting for you to say the word processor, because that's famously one of the things about Bo Nix.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about how quickly you analyze. It's all the data you've created and collected and being able to apply that. There are things that we saw on Thursday that I expect Bo is going to take and apply to his game pretty quickly. Like, I don't know that we're going to see Nick Bonito running so free on him in a future practice as he did on Thursday.
Yep.
It's part of just you're gathering information. Sometimes you'd say gathering intel, but in this case, you're gathering valuable information. I won't sit here and say he can't learn by watching for a game or two, or even 3 or 4, but there's going to come a point of diminishing returns. Now, another thing that could be a possibility here is, what if we're looking at a scenario where he starts well, struggles, and then sits for a game and then goes back in? I mean, that's something where a game on the bench, you could learn something, but by and large, you're going to get more from being on the field. And this is why, even if he's not the week 1 starter, Cease, I want to see him out there. If all roads do lead to Bo Nix, but you're starting Jarrett Stidham or Zach Wilson, what is the tangible harm from giving Bo Nix a possession in each half to start him off and start building that data set, building that experience? Is it unconventional? Yes. The NFL is such a copycat league, and it's such a league where we say, oh, well, we've always done it this way, so we're not going to do it. Poppycock. What is the harm in trying something different? And if Jarrett Stidham or Zach Wilson are playing really well and they hold off Bo Nix to be the week 1 starter, if it's because they're succeeding, that's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. But Bo Nix is still your eventual number 1 quarterback. So give him a possession. Like, I look back, would Paxton Lynch have succeeded in Denver long term? Probably not. There were things that he did that were maybe a form of self-sabotage, right? Didn't work in the way that you wanted to. Did not, and then some of it was just he didn't have the processor. Could the Broncos have done better by developing him? Absolutely, they could have. I mean, they could have given him, they could have sat there and given him a possession each half. I mean, Gary Kubiak wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, Koob didn't want to because Koob didn't like him. But
Koobs didn't even want to play him in an inconsequential game. Like, his last game as head coach, forgot to put him in.
He forgot.
That's funny. That still makes me laugh. Yeah, like how do you forget? Or more like,
and actually, you know what it does for me, Mace?
Yeah,
is it makes me mad. It makes me mad, and I said it on the air at the time. Like, it ain't about Gary. I love you. It ain't about you, man. It's about the Denver Broncos. Would you have been able to learn more about him if you would have played him in that game? Yes. The answer is yes. So you were selfish. You put yourself above the Denver Broncos. And that's why it made me mad, because I'm like, you got to figure out if this guy can play. You obviously don't like him. He obviously needs to work on his everything. So either way.
He should have played that entire Raiders game, week 17, New Year's Day.
And then wash it away.
Of 2017, ending the 2016 season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Should have played every snap.
Yep. And then Josh Rosen him. But either way, let's talk about
You would have had more data. Like, if he'd struggled, you would have had more data to go into the 2017 draft when you had Patrick Mahomes sitting there. Imagine that for a moment.
Imagine trading him to Kansas City after that year and just be like, Casey, you really wanted him. Here's a 4th-round pick for him.
Imagine that. You play him in that game, and you say you've seen enough, and you go into that draft cycle, and you move up and you take Patrick Mahomes. That's a God. Oh, I think we just got another. I think we just got another idea for what if. We got some real ripping what ifs coming for the downtime. By the way, as we take our trip, our annual trip through the Broncos multiverse.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. I also love what Sean Payton said about the value of experience on Thursday.
Well, I think some of it is a byproduct of what you have in the building. If you have a starter in the building, then that's the path you go. And then sometimes you don't have that luxury, and then that's the path you go. A lot of it's dependent on the quarterback, his mental makeup. So I think it just varies When you look at Love that went to Green Bay behind, and then Rodgers who went to Green Bay behind, there's a little bit of a luxury there. But it's really dependent on the roster.
So what does that say to you? Because they don't have a starter.
If Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham step up, perhaps they do. But if Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham are who they have been, Bo Nix week 1. That's what it tells me.
Let's go.
I'm glad you're saying let's go and not the other let's.
Oh. Like the towel behind you? Do people ever say, they said something about your Bills mug on Denver Sports Tonight? I don't know if you saw that, but our YouTube comments were not kind for that show because they're like, he's drinking out of a Bills mug. Nobody says anything about the Russ towel behind you?
I collect stuff from the entire NFL. Sorry, folks. Like I'll grab
their entire catalog.
I've got a Chargers cup here. I got this is like I was at a Chargers game in the press box.
Those cups are nice. The Broncos.
The aluminum. I love the aluminum. It's like the ones they have down at Ball Arena. I love these.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I bought a Raiders plastic cup in Las Vegas. I have a collection of. See, I never have to go buy drinkware for the rest of my life because I just pick up a cup at a game. Like it's
We're having company. Get out the good stuff, and it's the Star Wars glasses from Burger King in 1980.
You know how valuable those things are?
I got the whole set. I know.
Oh my God. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there used to be like a gas station giveaway of NFL glasses, or not a giveaway, like you get for like 99 cents.
Yeah.
So I have, it's not a complete collection, unfortunately. I've thought about buying a Broncos one off eBay. But being down in West Central Florida, I have a huge collection in my cabinet in the kitchen over there, across the way in my little living room kitchen. It all in my place. It all blends into each other. I've got a collection of Buccaneers glasses up there. I'm telling you, and I need a Broncos glass like it because I'm telling you that a cold pop tastes better when it's in a glass that has a classic NFL helmet logo like the Bucs, and I'm sure like the Denver Broncos, which of course we'll see at least once this year.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see the old uniforms again.
It's going to be awesome. As long as it's not Dicenian glass. Anyway, Mace, I do have an orange crush. I have 2 of them from 76, the bottles. So I'll give you one. I'll give you one.
Wow.
So you
Thank
can have
you.
some Broncos glassware there. We do have 2 more Peyton Manning clips to play on this show. We are chatty blankety blankers. Manning on the overall quarterback and then Manning on owning the team. Which one do you want to do first here?
Let's do the quarterback. Let's do Manning on quarterback.
Here's Manning on overall quarterback.
Yeah. Jarrett Stidham was at our camp as well. He and I actually played golf a few weeks together. And then Bo came to our camp as well when he was at Auburn. And he and I stayed in touch. He actually won the National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete Award this year, which I won when I was in college. And so I was there at the banquet and got a picture with Bo. And I remember, just talking to Bo when he was thinking about transferring. And so we've kind of stayed in touch. And I'm super happy for him to be here. I think it's a great fit for him. And I can tell how excited, Sean is to have Bo here. Zach Wilson is the one quarterback that I don't know personally, but I reached out to him when he signed. So sounds like they got great competition over there. That's always good, makes everybody better. And so I think the quarterback position is in good shape. And, I think Sean's system is extremely quarterback friendly. I never played in it, but, played against it and watched it and know the success that, Drew Brees had and Tony Romo had. So it's the kind of system that I'd like to play in, right? It's very quarterback friendly.
Wow.
Yeah.
It gave me chills when I heard him say that.
What do you think Peyton Manning would have done playing for Sean Payton?
5,000 every year. It'd have been Drew Brees plus, He was a better quarterback than Drew Brees.
Yeah. He had, you don't remember Peyton Manning and Drew Brees for their arm strength, but Peyton did have more in his bag in terms of arm strength than Drew Brees did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been wild.
And I definitely don't want the 54-77 to be broken, because 2013 was a special year. Didn't end great.
Yeah.
But that offense was awesome. So the 55 touchdowns, 54-77, like you would have had 5,000 plus multiple years if you were Sean Payton and Peyton Manning.
Imagine all the records they broke and how much higher they would have been.
You're giving us another what if, because what if he could have got him with the Saints? You know, imagine Peyton doing that down in New Orleans with Sean Payton.
Imagine if Sean Payton had gotten Patrick Mahomes.
More 5,000-yard seasons.
Would have made things easier for the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Although Sean Payton wouldn't be your coach now.
Yeah. But can you make things difficult for the Chiefs? Can you do it with Bo Nix? That's what we're waiting for Sean Payton to fix and figure out. Yes. And then Manning owning a team. How did this question come about?
It always comes up when there's a Q&A with Peyton Manning. Like, okay, would you would you be in the mix to own a team, to run a team? It's not really on his radar right now. I mean, owning a team probably, that's going to require a lot of capital, and probably the best way for him to generate capital is to continue to do all the things with Omaha Production, which continues to expand its tentacles. But it's not really on the radar for Peyton Manning because there are some other reasons involved as well, as he discussed on Wednesday.
And the team. Yeah, no, I don't think that's anywhere on my radar by any means. But look, I love being an ambassador, for the Broncos, and for the Colts, for the University of Tennessee. Obviously, living here, I get to go to all the Broncos games, and I was out at the facility the other day. Our kids do sports in the area around Dove Valley, so I'm probably at the facility a couple times a week. They have great snacks over there in that kind of cafeteria, so I don't know if I'm being charged for those or what, but great access, and I still have my key fob that still works from when I played, so Keith Bishop never made that go away, so that's helpful as well. But I'm excited about still being a part of the team and a part of this community, like I said. But I don't know, I take seriously sort of that role of being an ambassador for all the teams that I played for, but living here in Denver, maybe even more so, and do some stuff with the Broncos sponsors and some of their suite holders. So I still feel an attachment, and really have enjoyed getting to know the Penner Walton family as well. So, but as far as running the team, I don't think that's on my radar anyway.
What a resource.
Snacks. I can vouch the snacks are good over there.
They do have good snacks.
They do.
Cafeteria is very, very good.
Yes.
Much better than it used to be.
Yes, it was never bad, but it's gone to another level.
No. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Stepping up their game. Yeah. We're stepping up our game for you here on Orange and Blue today. Because I guess Sunday, every day, the holiday, like every day shows, it's just kind of a thing, Mace. It's what we do.
Well, there was a lot to unpack from this past week. That's the biggest reason why. And hey, keep the fire burning. It's weird. Like we got preseason, regular season, and we go right into draft season. And then we sort of had that little bit of a lag there right after the draft, but then it feels like we hit like off-season work. We're in the midst of that right now. It's another season here from rookie minicamp until the end of actual minicamp next month here. So, yeah, really, the NFL has got the entire calendar covered except for like June 14th through July 21st or so. At what point do they decide we're going to try to take over that time too?
They will. They will. Like, how can we own July?
Yes. Like, how do we? But there's one thing, and I have to say this. At some point, you do have to give everybody a chance to catch their breath. And I'm talking about not the public. I'm talking about the people involved with working, whether you're talking about people with teams, people with the league, media covering it. Yeah, you've got to pull off the throttle sometime. Little summer downtime. Give everyone a chance to go to the beach.
little summer break.
Where are you going? Are you going on a vacation this summer?
I want to make it to Mazatlan, but I'll see. I'll see.
Okay.
That might have to be a little bit later. But
okay. Yeah, I'll be, there'll be a time when I'm sitting on a beach, enjoying the sun, stepping in the ocean, hoping I don't get stung by jellyfish. Actually, it reminds me, I should probably check the water temperature down in South Carolina right now, see how it's coming along here.
All right. Well, you do that. I'll tell us. Thanks, everyone, for watching. But how do you help us on YouTube, Mace?
Like,
comment,
share,
subscribe,
hit that notification bell
so that you
never miss a vid.
That's right. He's Andrew Mason. Follow him on all the socials at Mace Denver. I'm at Cecil Lammey saying OBT's BFD. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, and would you please stay frosty.